Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Marie Pendy. I'm joining in from Virginia, USA. I'm a proud member of the Dream Team leadership, and I want to welcome you. I have gone through, I've called everybody's name, and let me use this opportunity to welcome our special guest who is here to give us some wisdom. Thank you. Over to you, Dr. Patience Ajungwen, or whoever is coordinating or moderating.
Thank you, Sister Marie. Welcome everyone to the Dream Team webinar today, May 19th. We know when our brother Mike is in the house, everybody's fired up. I hope you're all fired up. I'm not going to waste a lot of the time, but just a few housekeeping. If you are in the speaker room, I don't see a mic, don't panic. There's nothing wrong with your O Connect. For us to be able to hear each other, I have restrict the mic for this period of our webinar. But trust me, it will be open when we come to general Q&A. So everybody will have a turn. And for our humble co-hosts, please just be mindful, mute yourself when you're not talking so we don't have any disruption. Thank you for just listening to me for the housekeeping. I'm going to start with our signature tune. We'd like to remind ourselves on the promises of our CEO and the motto of our company, in it to win it. But the video is gifted to us by our brother in the house, Dr. Derek, who have encompassed it with our non-verbal communication. Follow the story. You see what the company has done, where we started, where we are going. Please, this part is important. For those that have not been attending, pay attention. Thanks for you indulging me to play our signature tune, In It to Win It. As you can see, our company, ONPASSIVE, is a brick and mortar company with offices across the globe, from Singapore to Egypt, United States Arab Emirates to India, in the Americas. We have viable products. You see, all connect we're using, all net, all mail, all trim. So people, it's not a quick fix. We are a real company with real product. And you see our marketing campaign, we have to market ourselves to get faster adaptability. You see all the projection on the Burj Khalifa. You see we actually bought a train station. All that is part of our marketing. You see all the partnership. Everything was in that video. So I hope you follow up and you get where we are. Dr. Derek names all the tops. I know we are getting just higher and higher. And I know our guest speaker today is going to get us energized by the time we leave today. So be patient and stay calm. So without wasting your time, I'm going to pass it over to our moderators for today. As I see Queen Debbie, wow, we're so excited you're in the house today. I don't know what part of the world you're joining us from. Over to you, team moderator, Queen Debbie. Can you people take it over?
Hello, our Dream Team family. Greetings to each and every one of us who has made it possible to join today. It's such an honor being with everyone. And today is that lovely day, May 19th. What an awesome date. We appreciate everyone who is here. And we have one outstanding sister with us who has to put us at ease so we can get the message from our guest presenter today. That sister is the one and only Sister Julie Pierre, who has an awesome message. And on behalf of everybody else, we are going to usher her in. We know who she is. There's no need reintroducing her to our viewers, our listeners, and our future viewers. We're just going to call her to come in and put us at ease by sharing with us what she has so we can receive the message from our brother. Sister Julie, we love you dearly. It's over to you to share with us the word of the day. Thank you.
Thank you, Sister Debbie. Thank you, Dr. Patience, for giving me this opportunity to be on this wonderful platform. And I say good day to all. And today I would like us to briefly go through our journey and remaining motivated with ONPASSIVE and what is yet to come for us all. For some of us, ONPASSIVE became known to us some 5+ years ago. But some of us, some 2+ years. And to have remained motivated for some has been a driving force that would propel us towards our goals and aspirations, the engine behind our actions, and the spark that ignites our passions. It is a relentless determination that underlines our actions, the unwavering spirit that helps us overcome adversity, and the persistent energy that keeps us going, even when the going got tough, when loved ones, family members, co-workers, and the entire world did not see the vision and understand ONPASSIVE. However, sustaining motivation sometimes became a complex and demanding task, particularly in the face of obstacles, monotony, and the ebb and flow of life's challenges, especially within this company. Our financial situations, our expectations, and our anxieties. Let us try to continue to understand the essence of motivation. Before and ever we can explore strategies of maintaining motivation, it is imperative to grasp the multifaceted nature of motivation itself. Motivation is not a one-size-fits-all concept, but a complex interplay of psychological, emotional, and environmental factors. To gain mastery over this dynamic force, we must delve into these. Motivation can take two primary forms: intrinsic and extrinsic. Intrinsic motivation is the inner fire and peace that is fueled by personal satisfaction, passion, and a deep sense of purpose. It emanates from within and is sustained by the joy of the pursuit of success itself. Being on this beautiful journey with an extended family, building of new friendships, educating oneself, creating a proper mindset, being engaged, and learning about your company and its products and services. Extrinsic motivation, on the other hand, is being influenced by external rewards like money, fame, or praise. While both forms of motivation have their place, intrinsic motivation has been more sustainable and self-fulfilling in the long run. Understanding the motivation cycle is crucial to effective motivation of oneself and others. In the initiation phase, motivation is often at its peak. Can we remember when we first came into ONPASSIVE and we were all excited to make some extra dollars? How motivated and excited we were? This was when the excitement and anticipation of a new goal was at its highest. However, this initial surge of motivation was short-lived by many, and making it essential to transition into the persistent phase for some. The persistent phase was where the real work happened. Motivation can fluctuate during this phase, but this is when consistent effort and determination was required to achieve our goals. Many individuals did experience a dip in motivation during that stage, which can be discouraging. Then we are almost there, the final stage, the culmination of your efforts. When you successfully reach your goal, motivation often surges once again. It is a rewarding and satisfying phase which we are going into, but it is important to have a plan for what is about to come next to prevent a motivation drop. We need to have well-defined goals, set smart goals, define long-term and short-term goals. Long-term goals offer a sense of purpose and direction. They define the broader picture or vision and help you understand the bigger picture of your life and why you were chosen to be in ONPASSIVE, sharing the dream and helping our CEO fulfill the objective of changing the world and correcting the corruption, empowering humanity, and so forth. This could also be career aspirations, personal growth and objectives, or life-changing ambitions. We also need to cultivate intrinsic motivation to sustain constant inspiration. It is the enduring source of authentic passion and enthusiasm. Please, if you haven't done so, go out and discover your passions. Engage in activities aligned with your passion, and you will tap into a deep well of motivation that rarely runs dry. Align with your core values. Celebrate small victories and milestones. Learn to overcome obstacles. Build resilience. Learn to grow and adapt to changes made. Embrace a growth mindset. Stay positive. Prioritize self-care and good health. Habits, good healthy habits. Continue learning and being with like-minded people. Remember that motivation is not about never wavering, but about having the tools to rekindle it when it falters. It's about staying inspired, motivated, staying plugged in, staying in the know, and resolutely pursuing your goals with unwavering passion and determination. So let your inspiration flourish and propel you to unprecedented heights with ONPASSIVE. For the art of staying motivated, the canvas is yours to paint, and the masterpiece is yours to create with the help of our CEO and company. In the journey of life, staying motivated is not a destination, but a perpetual exploration and in the quest for consistent inspiration. You are the architect of your success. Keep the flames of motivation burning bright. The joy of being part of this phenomenal movement, earth-shattering, groundbreaking, wealth realignment, and to be counted out of the 8+ billion for the path of your dreams is a journey worth taking, and every step along the way was an opportunity to grow, to learn, and to achieve all of your dreams. Are you ready? ONPASSIVians, are you ready? Are we really ready for what is about to roll out? Thank you very much. Back to you, moderator.
Hi, Sister Julie. That was outstanding. I'm sorry, I don't have that resound, but I have to just use my voice to appreciate that wonderful word for today. And thank you for making it possible for us. Motivation is the key. Thank you so much. All right, we have 70. That's what I was looking forward to hear. Yes, you deserve your drink. That's what I was waiting to hear. 2 thumbs up. Oh boy, I don't have those buttons. I don't know why, but I appreciate the person who has it. And let's keep using it and we back up one another. That's why we're here. Oh my goodness, it is so good to be home once more. Home in the sense that I can see beautiful and familiar faces from years ago. And I'm looking forward to seeing and listening to our brother, Michael Williams Aim, who has been gracing this forum with his presence, rain or shine, for the last couple of years, without failing. And all of us who are listening or watching or will be watching in the future, I will ask you, who is as dedicated as he is in this ONPASSIVE journey? He has been there. He pulls our arms along with us. He guides us when we're falling apart. And for those who have, in the African continent, if you have a goat that you have to tie somewhere on your way to school or on your way to the farm and you bring it back, he is that herder who will make sure that the goat is safe, regardless whether it rains, there's any food, there's any water. He is that good herder, Mr. Michael Williams Aim. We appreciate you for being with us day in, day night. And today we know you have a special place for us. We're just going to say you should come in and introduce yourself so we can share this fireside chat that we started a couple of months ago with you. It's outstanding because we know you have a special place in this forum and other ones that you go to. but today is our turn to share you. What do you have for us? The other, we have a group here with questions for you, but please just show up, introduce yourself so we can welcome you appropriately, and then we proceed from here. Thank you so much, and over to you, Brother Michael, and welcome once more.
Thank you so much. Thanks, everyone. It's always a great pleasure to be here with the Dream Team. Happy belated Mother's Day to everyone. Again, when it comes to introducing myself, I am who I am. Just a worker. I've never been called a goat herder before, but I'll take that one as well. We're just here to help people. Just want to see people succeed. Want to see people accomplish their dreams. That's what it's about, folks. Nothing else. It's not for fame. It's none of that stuff. It's just if we can assist, if we can help, why not? So here we are, and so I guess it's my turn to be here today, and I welcome that, and I look forward to our discussion today. I'm sure it's going to be great, and I think that we're all in sync in what have been discussed thus far, because it's a good time to remind ourselves of the true business potential of ONPASSIVE. It's important to have that. To me, that should always be at the forefront of our mind, because it is the reason why we got involved. So I think that'll be appropriate for us to have that chat today, and so I look forward to that. As when you see fit, we should start that particular conversation. So back to you, and here I am.
Thank you so much, Brother Michael. You're looking so good, and we appreciate you sharing. We appreciate your family for sharing us with you today. And yes, you've never been a good herder, and you never will be one, but literally, it's for those who understand that from the side where they did it and they have that experience. But yes, the business potential of where we are and where we're going. We are going to do this. It's between myself, Dr. Benny, and Sister Candler. They all have to chime in. So at this point, I'm going to pass it over to Sister Candler. If you have to start, otherwise, if you're not ready, I will say, Dr. Benny, please. Thank you. We cannot hear you, Sister Kamla. Your lips are moving, but the sound is not audible to the rest of the audience.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, please proceed. Thank you.
All right. I am learning the new earpiece, so bear with me. Greetings again, everyone. Always a pleasure to be with our Dream Team every Sunday as one of the leaders. It's always exciting to have our brother Michael Williams with us. You're welcome. As the person to begin our fireside chat, I am so excited this week, so much so that I have been looking forward to ask this question to you regarding the best news ever we got in terms of our updates from our CEO. I know you have shared with us so many times about the value of ONPASSIVE. Our sister, Julie Pierre, just talked of the attributes of motivation, persistence, and we are at the phase of success. This week was one of success to me. It may feel like forever since 2023, when we all had when the processing companies froze our money. And there have been challenges as affiliates, founding members, users, for those who have been waiting for the processing and the processors for that phase to be over. Finally, this week it happened. I am so excited, and I hope everyone is so excited. Our CEO, Mr. Ash, on 360 shared that we have no additional step left. All obstacles regarding funds have been solved. And he is telling us that we will receive our funds and we will move forward with the payment and the withdrawals. Brother Michael, none of us knew that it will be this week, but yet it has happened. That is why I am excited. What does this winning mean? And why does it matter? Not only to our CEO, but to ONPASSIVE as a company and to us all, whether we are founders, affiliates, or users. Thank you.
Okay, well, I'm always excited regardless of what information is coming down the pipeline, because we should always look at the bigger picture, okay? This is just one piece of the puzzle, if you wish, right? So we know that in order for us to have the success that we're looking for, we have to have CATMO. It's as simple as that, folks. And every single one of us have to understand that. And we've dived into CATMO and explained it multiple times in the past few weeks, etc. It's important that people understand that, because one piece does not give you CATMO. Okay, we have to have all the pieces. And so it is great that, yes, our payment processor situation is being freed up. All that is going to work itself out. The CEO says, and he's always said that we will win, and I fully support that. But again, we just have to wait and see. We have to continue to watch the process, continue to let things unfold, right? And then when you start to see the flowing of things, then we know that that portion has begun, okay? But there's still more to come. We have to have our domain name, folks. We have to be able to have targeted traffic. We have to have all those things in place, right? And then, CATMO brings the Mo part of it, which is the monetization or the money aspect, right? Which all of us, obviously, we hear in a business to be able to generate, okay? But it is exciting anytime you have a stumbling block and you're able to get over it, break it down, push through it, okay, and able to move forward. That's always a good thing, okay? That is always a good thing. And so every time there's been something that has popped up in front of ONPASSIVE, we've steamrolled over it, okay? Every single time. And that's why our CEO has said that nothing can stop ONPASSIVE other than God, okay? God himself is the only entity, only person, only thing that can stop ONPASSIVE, because ONPASSIVE is a legitimate business. Okay, it's a legitimate business. So once we understand that, then the rest is easy to go forward. But I know a lot of people have been waiting. Some folks want to make payment, want to purchase OConnect, want to activate their account, etc. Okay, so that's going to free that up and allow you to be able to do so shortly. Okay, those who are waiting on commissions, same thing. That's going to free up. So that's going to start that process of commissions being able to roll out, whether it be to your bank account or whether it be to a digital wallet, etc. Okay, so that is good. Okay, but we're still not there yet. A lot of people think, right, because I've been getting a lot of this, that, well, we launched 2 years ago, we launched a year ago, right? We beta tested a year ago is what we did, okay? We beta tested the payment processor because you have to test it. How else can you test it but make a way for sales to be generated to see how all that is going to work out. Is the technology, is the software, everything flowing the way it should? And we saw what happened, right? In the very first month of that, which was September of last year, right? We saw what transpired there. And then the whole issue of the volume and the payment processors themselves and all of that stuff, right? So you got to go through that, folks, to see, okay, is what we have sufficient to carry us through? Or do we need more payment processors? Do we need a different payment processor? All these things, right? We have to make sure when a sale is made, is the appropriate amount of commissions being generated, right? Does it go to the right wallet, et cetera? Because we had some folks who, yes, okay, someone purchased OConnect, and then what happened? It's like, oh, but I didn't receive the commission. I didn't show up in my wallet. So all these things have to be tested. All these things have to be verified that everything is working in order, because when you have massive volume to come, we have not seen massive volume, folks. Okay, we have not seen that. Okay, to some you may think but it's not massive. Okay, not when we're talking about the public, not when we're talking about hundreds of millions of customers to come in. So we want to make sure that a little that we have right now within our little fold, okay, we want to make sure all that is running smoothly so that when the masses come, right, it's like clockwork. Okay, but absolutely, yes, we should be excited. But I just want to remind you that we should always look at the big picture of things and be excited about that. We can appreciate, small wins, okay? But in the end, we're looking for the big win, and that is to come. All right? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Brother Michael. Over to Dr. Benny for the next question.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Queen Carla. Thank you, Mr. Williams, Michael Williams. Thank you. We really appreciate you coming here. Now, I do have, despite the fact that I have a lot of questions, so let me start with question number one. As you all know, the importance of ONPASSIVE. How is ONPASSIVE dominating the internet and the digital world?
Okay, so, I'm not sure we can say that ONPASSIVE is dominating the internet right now, okay? But it will, right? Again, because it still it goes back to the answer I just gave, right? We cannot say it's dominating right now, okay? Because you have to have proof, right? You have to be able to have evidence that yes, this is taking place. So a lot of great things are happening behind the scenes. We know that. Okay, the buildup is great, right? A lot of great things is happening. All the partnerships that we have, the products that are being created, even our very own OConnect that we're using right now, right? And the continued improvement upon it, right? And so on, okay? We see all that is happening, but it wouldn't be a fair statement to say we're dominating the internet right now, okay? But once we have the release, once we have, going back to Catmo, once we have the complete business solution, once we have the targeted traffic, right? Once we have all the automation built in, again, and everything is flowing the way it should, absolutely we will dominate. Okay, there's no doubt about that. We will be able to have an automated sales process. And that's what you need if you really want to succeed, okay, in any business, okay? And companies are going to love us because they'll want to use the tools and products that we have to offer, because it's going to help them save money. It's going to help them be more efficient and effective in what they're doing in their business, okay? And the same goes for small business owners. The same goes for you as an individual. If you may have another business that you want to promote, another business that you want to sell their products, etc., okay, or a marketplace that is to come. All these things are going to make a massive difference. People will come to ONPASSIVE just to get traffic, just to get website visitors to their own business, etc. Okay, our own data center and so on. All these things are going to play a very, very significant role in what's going to be going forward when we're talking about the internet, in all aspects of the internet. Okay, from even payment processors, digital wallets. Okay, all these things that ONPASSIVE is going to be involved in, and so because we're going to be in so many different pieces right, of the internet, that's why we're going to dominate, right? We've talked about the market value potential, over $400 billion when we start to break down the different products from O'Cademy to O-Staff to O-Connect, O-Domain, O-Create, all these different products. When we start to add up the market potential, it is massive, folks. There's no doubt about that. And if you're going to put out products that's going to give value to the consumers, okay, then of course you're going to be able to deliver, because you're going to take a good chunk of the market share that is there. And even if we take a little piece from each sector, when you add up those pieces, 5% from here, 6% from there, 7% from there, and so on, when you start to add that up, okay, the numbers is definitely in the hundreds of billions of dollars, folks. There's no doubt about that. So yes, in the future, we'll certainly dominate the internet, but as at present right now, we simply cannot say that we're dominating the internet.
Thank you so much for your answer. We appreciate you. At this moment, I will pass it over to Queen Debbie McCormick.
Thank you, Dr. Penny, and thank you, Brother Michael. That was an awesome response to Dr. Benny's question. And just listening to the explanation that you shared, it took me to another part of it, and that being artificial intelligence. How is ONPASSIVE going to, how is ONPASSIVE working to incorporate and share with its viewers, especially, with its affiliates and global ambassadors all over, with how will they share artificial intelligence for people who do not have the access and capability of being able to reach out to that high-end part of ONPASSIVE. The reason I'm asking is because we have people right now who cannot even sign on to ONPASSIVE because of limited data in the areas where they are located. And we know that artificial intelligence cannot work without a lot of advanced data or access to data to be able to access whatever it requires it to do. How can you help explain that to our viewers, what artificial intelligence will bring to us as ONPASSIVians? Over to you, Michael.
Sure. Well, we know that our CEO came on maybe a couple of weeks ago, I believe, where the information was shared, for data, right? Talking about countries, I think it was on the African webinar, Go Africa. I think it was on that particular webinar where it was shared, because a lot of people in Africa have that concern, as well as other places around the world, whereby, data isn't, inexpensive, right? And so they use a lot of data when they come on to the webinars and so on. And so it was discussed there of how, they'll be able to come on to ONPASSIVE and be fine. Like they'll have sufficient data to be able to use the products and so on as we move forward. But we have to keep in mind that the whole goal of ONPASSIVE is automation, right? Automation in the sense of you want to be able to automate the sales process for people. So it's not so much that we as brand ambassadors, we as the early bird adapters, etc. It's not so much that they have to use the products in order to generate the income, okay? You just need to have the system in place that is being able to draw targeted traffic, meaning website visitors, to your particular site, right? Having these individuals look at what is being offered there, being able to create their own ecosystem accounts, be able to purchase whatever products they're interested in that's there, right? To utilize the free products, right? So you could have someone in Nigeria, let's say, but then that person may get a visitor from Germany, okay? And that person from Germany becomes a customer. And so that person in Nigeria is able to generate that visitor from Germany without them necessarily have to knowing that person, okay? Because it's just targeted traffic. Traffic can come from anywhere around the world. And so what we're looking for is for that visitor now to be converted into a paying customer, right? And once that happens, the individual back in Nigeria is able to see the commission go into their digital wallet, and from there, they can then direct it, to wherever they need to, okay? Whether it's their bank account, etc. Right? So the point is that the artificial intelligence is infused within the process. It's infused within the products. It's infused within the system that's going to help make all of this a complete business solution, right? So that's where the AI comes in, not necessarily in that the AI is allowing you to use your data in such a way that you're okay to stay on OConnect for hours upon hours upon hours upon hours, okay? So the key is that it is there to automate the process. It is there to make people's lives simpler. For example, customer service, okay? So you get a customer now. How do you service that customer? Okay, well, we can service the customer using artificial intelligence, i.e. a chatbot, okay? So the chatbot can answer whatever questions the customers may have, and if there's something that they cannot answer, then a live person now can take over. So, for example, you may have 85% of all the questions being answered by the chatbot, and maybe only 15% have to be directed to a live person. Okay, so that's another way artificial intelligence is going to help us as we move forward. Okay, and also within the products themselves, right? Analytics, okay, to be able to have to analyze your data, to know where your visitors are coming from, and so on, to track all of that process, right? This is where OTracker comes in. Okay, it's infused with the latest artificial intelligence technology. Okay, so that's what I mean when I say the AI portion of it is infused within the products them, as well as the process to make it a seamless transaction for people. So it doesn't matter where I am in the world, I can still participate because I'm able to generate sales without me physically spending time online using data in order to make these sales, okay? So that's important to understand, that it's not that you need to physically have the AI, to help you use the products if it's not available in your area, for example. But it doesn't matter. Anywhere in the world, anywhere on the planet that someone wants to become a customer, they'll be able to do so. And they'll be able to pick and choose from whatever products they may want to have. You may, again, be in Ghana, okay, or Cameroon, like wherever, right? And you could have that customer, here comes a company now, and they want to be able to improve their human resource management system. So here comes old staff. So that person in some other part of the world, they can purchase old staff. You're in another part of the world, you're still generating a commission, and the commission flows to your digital wallet. So all of this is a seamless process that happens. You could be on the beach while this is happening. You could be at your day job while this is happening. You could be spending time with your family while this is happening. That's where AI is coming in to do all of this for us, right? That's what we talk about, the heavy lifting, right? To creating the websites, okay? All these things are there for artificial intelligence to do on our behalf, because if it's up to us to be able to do all of this, we just can't win, because we're not going to have the know-how. We want to have the resource, okay, to be able to do all of this. But we can certainly have professionals program, okay, because you have to feed the AI information for it to know what to do. Okay, it doesn't just go and just do it on its own. You have to first program it. Okay, you have to input information into it, and then it picks up from there, and it learns and adapts as it goes forward, right? So it's important to understand that people don't need to be concerned about having a limited amount of data connection, etc. Right? All that doesn't matter. What matters is the fact that you are in, and as we say, because you're in, you're going to win. All right. So hopefully that helps.
It does help a lot, Brother Michael. Thank you so much. I appreciate that clarification. In terms of the AI, I'm just going to ask one thing, which I have seen from ChatGPT and other things in a lot of developed countries, especially Asia, Japan, and I think it was Japan. I'll just leave it there, where you have artificial intelligence using facial recognition, and people would go into the supermarkets just using their facial recognition to shop and pay for whatever they need and leave. And artificial intelligence is what is guarding them. Do you see us being able to reach that level, or we already are there and it's not being shared yet?
Well, anything is possible, within ONPASSIVE, right? But as far as facial recognition goes, we know that's going to be part of the verification process. Okay, that much we know. It's going to be a part of it. And again, if people don't have the capability to be able to utilize that, they don't need to be concerned, okay? The company was not going to leave anyone behind. The company will always find ways, but that will be, the choice, the preferred choice, okay, is to be able to use facial recognition during that verification process, okay? And that could simply be, someone holding up their passport, along with their visual, their face, okay? And so you have a picture being taken, a live feed has been taken of that, a video has been taken of that, okay? So the AI can recognize the actual person's face along with the documentation that they're using to make the verification, right? So it could be something as simple as that. But the point is, we know that during the verification process, there'll be some level of facial recognition. As far as will it get to the level that you're referring to, being able to just walk into a store and it recognizes your face and then it charges your account and all of those fancy stuff, that remains to be seen as to how much facial recognition will play a role within ONPASSIVE, but certainly within the verification process.
Thank you very much. Very much appreciated. At this stage, I'll check with my colleagues, Sister Kamla, and Sister Kamla, I'll come back to you, and then after you, it will be Dr. Bennett.
Yes. Oh, thank you, Sister Debbie, and thank you, Brother Michael, for the answer. My question is going to be just layering on the question Sister Debbie asked about the AI use and leverage, and how to better help us, but not working or not looking at it independently. I want to take it further to get your perspective on, or elaborate more on, how the soon to be released the mobile app, which we are looking forward, or what we have right now, how some of us who don't yet know how to use the app to its max, to be able to maximize it. Because you talked about being able to use ONPASSIVE, whether it's the products, the services, expand it to family, wherever you are in the world. And I believe with the app, that is made even possible and better, because everywhere we go, we have our phones. And I understand not everyone will have an Android phone or iPad where they can easily use it, but there is always going to be one family member who will have probably a phone, if they are on perseverance, that they can use it to be able to maximize the opportunity, the value that ONPASSIVE has, to be able to transform not only our family's life, but again, help the community and uplift humanity as a whole. So please, if you can elaborate how we can leverage the mobile app to the best that we can.
Sure. So the mobile app is more about giving people access. Okay, like you just said, most people, their phone is always on them, etc. Okay, and we know there's more people are using a mobile device as opposed to using a PC, or a laptop. people are typically have a phone and they're doing everything on their phone. Okay. I'm not such a person. Okay. I do 99% of my stuff literally using a PC. Okay. And I do 1% of the stuff using my actual phone. Okay. So, and I'm sure there are a lot of people like myself as well.
That's me.
Right. Okay. But what it does, it's access, right? So people, whether in the Caribbean, whether they're in, the Far East, it doesn't matter where people are. People have a cell phone and they can access the internet using that. But as I said before, though, the key, folks, the key is the automation of the sales process. Okay, we have to generate sales. Okay, is the bottom line. Okay, it doesn't matter where you are, you have to generate sales. And if you're able to generate sales, then you're able to make commissions. Okay, you're able to make money from these sales, right? And so to maximize the opportunity is going to be based upon how many sales can you make, right? And as I said before, if it's up to us, if it's dependent upon our skill, our know-how, okay, you're just not going to make it. Because if success depended upon you specifically knowing what to do, etc., you'd have been successful already. Okay. The reason why most people are not is because they just don't have the knowledge. They don't know how to do it. And some have the knowledge and they can't even apply the knowledge. You understand, right? People go to school and they learn something and they can't apply it to maximize their full potential. Okay. They can make some money, yes, but they're not really maximizing, what's available to them. Okay. Yeah. So the key with the mobile app is just really access. It's for people, no matter where you are, you're on the fly, you're on the go. You can check your wallet anytime you want. Certainly, I'll be using that feature. Okay. I'll be using the app for that. I'm on the beach somewhere and, let's see what's going on. And just, go check my wallet, etc. Okay. So people will do a lot of that. But as far as the actual usage, okay, that's a different story. That's going to be a personal preference. For some people, like to do everything on their phone. Others prefer to use something else, whether it's a tablet, laptop, whatever, PC. It just depends on each individual. But to maximize, though, always going to go back to sales. That's always going to be where that comes in. And for a person to maximize that, then it just comes back down to traffic. It comes back down to, if I have 1 million visitors, right? If I have the ability to drive 1 million visitors to my domain name, to my website, okay, and Pastor Paul could only drive, 10,000 to his site, okay, if we're both driving targeted traffic, chances are I'm going to make a lot more money than he will, right? So it's going to come down to being able to drive the traffic. That's why that is built in to what ONPASSIVE is, right? It's built in. Remember, we talk about CAP mode, the T, right? The targeted traffic. It's built in there. So that's how we maximize the opportunity. It's not so much, well, how do we take the app and, what can we do on the app to actually maximize? No, it's going to be basic things that you need to do on that app. No different than basic things you need to do on a PC or a laptop, whatever device you so choose to use, right? It's basic things, such as, okay, well, I can go in and buy traffic. I can use the app and buy traffic. I can use my laptop and buy traffic. I can use my PC and purchase traffic, okay? The system is already going to be in place. Everything is there for me. It's just now, what do I need to do? So if I have my ecosystem set up, if I have my domain all set up, if everything is there in place for me, right? And then all I have to do now is just feed it with visitors, okay? Then it's just a matter of, what can I do? Can I generate traffic on my own, right? Can I do that? Or can I just simply purchase? So I can purchase whatever I can afford, purchase it, all right? And so that traffic now goes and it generates sales for me, okay? Commissions come to me. I can take some of that commissions now and go purchase more traffic, right? And I keep doing that over and over and over and over and over again, right? And so I can see my income growing by me doing just that, okay? The more sales I generate is the more income I will make. It's as simple as that, okay? And all of us will have the ability to do just that, okay? All of us will. Some at faster rate than others because maybe I have deeper pockets, okay? Maybe I can afford more targeted traffic, right? Maybe I can afford to buy more. So if that be the case, then yes, I'm going to have a greater chance. It's not guaranteed, but the chance or the probability is greater, because the more traffic I send is the greater the chance of me getting more sales. The least amount of traffic I send, right, then obviously, the probability goes down as to how much sales I'll make. There's other factors come into play, of course. Where's the traffic coming from? How target is it really? You know what I mean? Or am I sending a whole bunch of run-of-the-mill traffic to my site? Okay, so there's other factors that come into play, but keeping everything on the same playing field, right? Chances are the more traffic I send is going to translate into more sales that I make, which simply means I make more money in my pocket. Okay, so that's how we're going to go maximize it, not so much the usage of the app itself. Okay.
Oh, thank you. Wow, that's great explanation. Great elaboration. Much appreciated. Over to you, Queen Dr. Benny.
Yes, please. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you, Mr. Michael Williams, for answering this question. My question goes thus. ONPASSIVE is an artificial intelligence technology company that offers various benefits for next generation of digital businesses. Based upon you and I, since we have children upon children, what do you think will happen to the next generation, or what will the next generation get from ONPASSIVE? That's all.
Yeah, great question. Now, I always say that ONPASSIVE is better than your job. ONPASSIVE is better than any investments that you can do out there, whether it's stocks, bonds, mutual funds, crypto, Forex, whatever, right? I believe ONPASSIVE is even better than your university degree, okay? And here's my reason behind that, okay? So let's just suppose, that ONPASSIVE can generate me, $50,000 US a year, okay? Obviously based upon sales, customers, all of that, okay? Right? They're not just throwing money at me, okay? It's based upon a solid business model, okay? So I make sales that generate income. Now, I have to look at the amount of time I'm putting in to generate that, okay? Am I working 40 hours a week in order to generate sales? Like me personally, okay? As an individual, am I putting in 8 hours a day, Monday to Friday? Is that what I'm doing in order to generate the income, okay? So I'm comparing that to a traditional job. Okay, you went to university, you got an engineering degree. Okay, you're out there as a mechanical engineer out there in the field. Okay, you're probably making $60,000-$70,000 a year starting out. Okay, how many hours are you actually putting in to generate that income? Okay. And so when I say what I say, it's important for people to understand, what I mean by that. Okay. When you compare the two, I know I will not be putting in 8 hours a day with my ONPASSIVE business. I will not be putting 40 hours a week. I will not be putting in month after month, year after year, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, and then retire. That's not it. That's not what ONPASSIVE is. Okay. It's a business. Okay. But it's in a business that is built with automation. That is key, folks. Automation is key. Okay. As Warren Buffett said that, you have to find a way to be able to make money basically while you're sleeping. Otherwise, you're going to work until you die. Right. Because if you're working 8 hours a day, 8 hours a day, 8 hours a day, 8 hours a day, and you're doing that for 30, 40 years, folks, I mean, that's a lot when you think about it, compared to people who are business owners, right? Think of the Bill Gates and even the company you work for. Think of your boss. You're probably working more hours than your boss is. You understand, right? So the point is, if when people really want to succeed, they have to be business owners. You have to be able to own some sort of business, Okay. Now, ONPASSIVE is saying, yes, we are a business, but we can automate the sales process. Every business have to make sales. They have to. They have to sell their service. They have to sell their products. Okay. They have to make sales. Okay. But if you can automate that, folks, it makes life a lot more easier, right? Doesn't it? You know what I mean? Back in the day when you're driving a car, okay, and it wasn't an automatic shift, right? Okay, it wasn't as easy, right? When you go and drive a car today, you just press a button and it pretty much drives itself, okay? Because of the automation that's built into it, right? You got cars that's telling you now, well, oh, no, somebody's beside you, so don't change your lane. You know what I mean? You're parking and you have these automatic sensors that kicks in and tell you how far you are, you know, if you're reversing or even going forward. If you're going forward into a parking spot, it tells you what's in front of you, right? Even though you can see for yourself, but it tells you, it gives you a much more clearer view of what's there. So it helps prevent a lot of accidents, okay, because of automation, right? So there's so much in our lives that are automated today that's making things a lot easier for us. And we know you have these self-driven cars, right? Where you just jump into a car, there's nobody driving it and it drives. That's automation, folks, right? So think of how much work you can actually get done if you had a driver. And in this case, the car is just driving, you know, by itself, okay? There's no person that's sitting there driving you. You understand, folks? So it makes your life simpler, right? And easier in some cases. And that's what we have in ONPASSIVE. It says, yes, we know that we have to make sales, okay? No one is saying that, no, you're not gonna make no sales, come into ONPASSIVE and make all this money. No, you have to make sales. But the key is that we can automate that sales process though, okay? And so it makes it a lot much more easier for you. So that is the key in all of this, okay? And so when we bring this now to, let's say, the next generation or our children, etc., a lot of them go to university, go to school, college, whatever, okay? They go get a job, and a lot of times it's not even in the field that they studied, right? Like you can't keep having people coming in engineer, and they're going out there and there's always these engineering jobs. Not necessarily, okay? Or a nurse or a teacher or whatever the case may be, right? So you have a lot of people out there that's in a job that they actually didn't even go to school for, okay? So, okay, why did I go for 4 or 5 years, you know, to study this, and I'm out here doing something totally different, okay? So with those young people, ONPASSIVE can be a career choice for them, okay? I can say to my children, them, hey, you know what? Yes, go get that degree, get that piece of paper, okay? But ultimately, behind the scenes, here's this ecosystem account that's actually a business for you. So while you may be employed in whatever job, whatever field that you're doing, you have this business that's working on your behalf, okay? And that business could either A, supplement your income, or B, may even become a full-time income for you. It could be your retirement plan, so you can retire at 35 now instead of 55 or 65. You understand? It's going to help them. We see the cost of living that is out there. It's crazy to buy a home today, right? The cost of it, right? Even in remote parts of where I live, you can't buy a home for less than $1 million. And we're not talking about in a big city like Toronto, okay? We know that's the case, but we're talking even outside of that, right? In rural areas where the cost to buy a home, it's crazy. So how are you going to get a child finish school, young adult finish school, age 22, right? They go out there, they get a job. How are they going to save $200,000? Right? How are they going to save $200,000 to put down as a down payment to go buy $1 million home? Right? $1 million home is not what it used to be 20 years ago. Right? I bought my very first home. It was like a couple $100,000, the very first one. You understand, folks? So, that's not what the climate that we're in today. The climate that we're in is a very expensive climate, right? And so our children, they're going to need help. They're going to need us, right? You may not have needed help from your parents, but they certainly going to need help from us, okay, to be able to navigate the economic climate that's out there today. So ONPASSIVE can be that vehicle, okay? They're engaged in a particular job. Now here comes the products, Okay, and so, maybe they're doing a conference and they have to conference people from around the globe. Okay, use OConnect so they can use the product for just that. Okay, maybe they're like me and just don't like social media, okay, because of all the nonsense that is out there. Everybody's got an opinion. Everybody's got something to say. It doesn't mean what they're saying is true. Doesn't mean what they're saying is right. Doesn't mean what they're saying is moral. Okay, so I don't want to hear all that junk, so I just don't bother with it. So in ONPASSIVE, in ONNet, you can create your own community. And now you can pick and choose who you're communicating with, from a social standpoint, right? So there's a lot of applications where the products is concerned, and also where the revenue, where the monetization of these products are concerned as well. Okay, so it's going to help the next generation. When we're talking about uplifting humanity, when we're talking about building generational wealth, this is exactly what we have in mind, right? To be able to help our children, and not just them, but their children, okay, and so on, right? ONPASSIVE is here not to help you make a couple $100, as I said many times. It's here to help people generate wealth, because you need wealth in order to uplift humanity. You need wealth in order to help others. Okay, you can't help yourself and your family and help others on a couple $100 a month. It's just not going to work, right? It doesn't make any sense. I don't care if you're living in India. I don't care if you're living in Vietnam, right? I don't care if you're in the Caribbean. Okay, a couple $100 a month is not going to help you help yourself and your family and help others in your community. No, how does that make sense? Right? $200 a month times that by 12, what's that? $2,400 a year, $2,400. Think about that, folks. Okay, so we need a lot of customers, right? And then from these customers who are purchasing our products, think of that. Think of just OConnect, right? And you're able to have a fixed amount of customers from OConnect. 10 customers, 50 customers, 100 customers. Nothing crazy, right? 50 to 100, that's reasonable. Okay, and just think of being able to generate commissions from them on a monthly basis, month after month after month after month. Okay, can you see how that will help you? And as your customer base grows, right, as it grows, maybe go from 50 to 100, maybe you go from 100 to 200, right? Maybe you go from 200 to 500, etc. As your customer base grows, you can see how the income will grow, and you can see how all of a sudden now you're generating a full-time income. Okay, we're talking about one product. Okay, what about the sales that comes in from OTracker? What about the sales of domain names? What about the sales of traffic, and so on and so forth? Staff, Academy, all these things, right? You have to look at all of that, and that's why I say it's good to kind of go back and reflect on the business potential of ONPASSIVE, the reason you got into ONPASSIVE, and the potential that is there, the potential to help you generate generational wealth. Okay, now wealth for each person is going to be different. What I may need to consider myself wealthy will certainly be different than what you may need to consider yourself wealthy, etc. Okay, but it doesn't matter the number. Okay, it doesn't matter. The point is, whatever it takes for you to consider yourself wealthy is possible within ONPASSIVE. Why? Because of the generous model that's in place. Okay, the generous team of individuals, from the corporate standpoint, from our CEO to everyone else. Okay, and what the intention is not to make themselves wealthy, right? But how can we help others to become wealthy so that more hands can be there to help the world? Okay, that's what ONPASSIVE is all about. Okay, and so we can see that. So that's always going to help the next generation, because as I said, they're going to need help. Okay, and who better to get the help from but your family? Okay, it's not going to come from governments, it's not going to come from banks, it's not going to come from big corporations, etc. ONPASSIVE is a totally different corporation. ONPASSIVE is a family business. It's a business that is built out of love. And so if I have love for mankind, if I have love for humanity, okay, then everything that I put out there, right, is going to display that, including compensation, including commissions, including automating the process, including everything that is done, the partnerships, everything is going to display the love that I have for others. That's what ONPASSIVE is about. And that's why it's, we separate ONPASSIVE when we're talking about other companies then. It's completely separate. It's completely different. It's not the norm. And because of that, that's why all of us is going to win.
Thank
wow.
you. This is awesome. Thank you so much, Mr. Michael Williams. We really appreciate the answers, and it's making us to really learn from you and believing that we will be able to help our children. Thank you. I will pass it over to Queen Debbie McCormick.
Dr. Benny, thank you. Thank you. Your questions have just challenged us, and well, we've made our brother to talk so much. But let me see, Dr. Benny, if you have any more questions, let us know. Sister Kanla, you have any more
Yes, I do.
questions, or we can proceed?
I do, but Sister Kanla can proceed, then I will go next. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Sister Debbie McCormick. I think I will pass it on to you, Queen Dr. Benny, for your question. That will be it for me for now.
Okay. Thank you. All right. I believe this one is a short question. Mr. Michael Williams. I know most of the time you've been talking about thinking out of the box. So to think out of the box means to think imaginatively, using new ideas or instead of traditional or expected ideas to inform the ideation where the nation or the true nature of users' problems falsify or assumption to be innovative. Now, how do you think out of the box when it comes to ONPASSIVE? Please, just if you could just elaborate so some of us can be able to go out there and brag about our company. ONPASSIVE is an extraordinary company, and I brag about it. So I just need some help how I can think out of the box. Thank you.
Well, if we think of, when someone joins a business or start a business, if we think of all that goes into it, right? Many of us here have been involved in some business of some sort, right? Whether it's a traditional business, whether it's a network business, whether it's a digital online business, whatever. We've been in some sort of business, at some point. Some of us, maybe too many, right? And so when we think about that, we have to think back to the reason as to why we fail, because there's a lot of great companies out there. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of great companies out there. There's a lot of great products that are out there, right? But the key is that in order to make the money, you have to sell, right? I can't stress that enough, right? You have to sell. If you're a real estate agent, you have to be able to sell homes. If you can't sell the homes, how are you going to make money, right? You have to be able to sell. If you're in insurance, right? Whether it's home insurance, life insurance, car insurance, right? Whatever it is, you have to be able to sell, okay? You just have to. Companies, they make products, right? It doesn't matter what the product is. Maybe it's a picture frame. Maybe it's desk, office supplies. It doesn't matter what it is. Concrete, pattern concrete, interlocking bricks, whatever it is, service, right? People have service where, we cut grass, or we, provide snow removal. We do driveways, whatever the case may be, right? People have products. You go to Walmart. If no one is buying anything from Walmart, Walmart is not making any money. They have to be able to sell, okay? It's as simple as that. And so when we think of ONPASSIVE, all the heavy lifting is being done for us, right? ONPASSIVE says, hey, don't worry, you don't need to create any products, because we're creating the products, okay? All of our products are powered by ONPASSIVE, right? So I don't need to create any products. Okay, excellent. Okay, don't worry, we're gonna take care of your domain name, website, right? Here comes OCreate. right? All these things are going to be there for us. Oh, you want to be able to get involved in email marketing. We're going to provide you with a bulk mailer, everything that you need, right? Instead of sending out some long URL, hey, here's a trim URL shortener, okay, old trim, right? Okay, you want to be able to communicate with your customers, them. You want to be able to make online presentations. You don't want to be able to stay in touch with your fam. All these things, don't worry. Here's O Connect. Go use it. You can do conferences, you can do webinars, etc. Right? The company's putting all of this together, and then the company says, "Okay, it's great that we're creating all these products for you, right? We're going to put them all in one place, right? Single sign-on, one-stop shop. Here it is." But then, in order to make sales, I need people. Where are the people that's going to buy? Right? I have to go and talk to my brother. I have to go and talk to my cousin, my sister, my mother, my father, my children, my friends. That's how I'm going to make these sales. ONPASSIVE says, we got you covered. We're going to provide you with targeted traffic, not just traffic, but targeted website visitors. Okay, website visitors that are going to be interested in what we have to offer. They're going to be interested in OConnect. They're going to be interested in having a domain name. They're going to be interested in OStaff and so on. Okay, we're providing website visitors, not guaranteed customers. Okay, not that, okay, here's these website visitors and they're guaranteed to buy something from you. Company doesn't know that. Okay, no different than if I send a whole bunch of traffic into Walmart. There's no guarantee that they're going to buy something. But guess what? The more I send inside there, the greater the probability that they're going to buy something, right? The more targeted, meaning if these people are looking for whatever Walmart is selling, then there's a greater chance that they're going to buy something from Walmart. You understand? So the company says, we got all that covered for you, right? So we're going to automate that for you as well. Not just say, here's some traffic. We're going to automate it. Okay, meaning I don't physically have to send the traffic here or there or wherever. Okay, it's going to be an automated process. Just click, 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 and it's automated. I can walk away, and every day traffic is being dripped to my domain name, to my website. You understand? Eventually to my ecosystem, right? And as my customers then build up in my ecosystem, remember now, we offer in a free account, a free ecosystem. So as that free builds up, some of those free customers will be converted into paid customers. Okay, and they may not buy nothing today, they may not buy nothing a month from now, but because they're there, it's a free ecosystem, there's no need for them to delete it or cancel it. It's not costing them anything. Eventually, they will see something inside there that says, oh, okay, yeah, I like that. I want to purchase it. You understand, folks? That's how that works, right? So all of that is being taken care of. You understand? So if we can have an automated way to make personal selling, it's a complete win-win for everyone. Who would not want that? No matter what business you're in, that's exactly what you would want. No matter what company that you're with right now, that's exactly what you would want. You understand? And so we're saying, well, we got it, right? Okay, you're in business right now and you're struggling. Why are you struggling? Because you don't have enough people to talk to. You don't have enough traffic. You don't have enough visitors to your sites. You don't have enough visitors looking at your presentation. You don't have enough visitors looking at your offer. Guess what? We can help you with that. Think of how many companies out there that you'll be able to help just with that alone. Just that alone, right? Maybe they don't want OConnect. Okay, no problem. But I know your business. I know your business could use some extra traffic. I know your business could use some visitors. I know your business could use some targeted people that's looking for exactly what you have to offer. Who's going to refuse that? Think about it. Okay, they may not know anything about ONPASSIVE or want ONPASSIVE or like ONPASSIVE. The point is, we know that every single business wants more traffic. You don't think Walmart want more people come inside their store? Of course they do. Every business does. You don't think that car company that's down the street from you want more people to come inside to take a look, right? And hopefully convert them into a paying customer where they actually purchase a car? You don't think your grocery store want more people to come in, right? Your phone company? Every company, every business, they want to have more traffic. They want more visitors, okay? That, folks, right? Remember what our CEO has stated. that eventually ONPASSIVE will be the traffic. Okay, and you really have to think about that one because it makes so much sense. And it's a true statement, by the way. Okay, and makes a lot of sense. You understand? We just have to understand all that is in front of us. Okay, get this nonsense out of your mind that, oh, we launched 2 years ago. That's nonsense. That's not true. Okay, get this out of the mind that people are telling you that, oh, ONPASSIVE is a baby. No one is saying that. Okay, that's nonsense. Okay, people read and they don't read with understanding. So then they go out there and they talk nonsense. Okay, the truth of the matter is we have a company that is dynamic. We have a company that's revolutionary. We have a company that is going to change lives. That's just the bottom line. Okay, that's what is real. That's what is truth. Okay, and so if I can impress upon people that we have a company that can automate your sales process, everyone's going to raise their hand and says, okay, sounds good to me. And you can come and test drive it for free. Right? Come and look at what we have. Just create an ecosystem account. It's free. Right? Doesn't cost you anything. Okay. And they will come in and they'll look around and you let them make up their mind. I'm not trying to sell anything to anyone. You understand? I'm not saying, hey, come buy OConnect because blah, 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 blah. No, they come in, they'll see OConnect in their ecosystem. They'll see it. Right? Oh, 14-day trial. Let me try and see what that's all about. And they'll click it and they'll try it out for 14 days. If they like it, they'll purchase it. It's as simple as that, folks. Okay? So understand what it is that we have, but everyone out there, remember we've said that everyone will have at least one reason to take a look at ONPASSIVE. Not that they're going to buy something, not that they're going to become a customer. We're saying they'll at least have one reason, okay? At least one reason to look. And that's all you need, folks. Once you have people looking, you ever see those people that say that they're just window shopping, right? And next thing you know, that window shopper turns into someone who actually bought something, right? Or you walk into a store, oh, let's just go take a look and see what's inside here. And you walk in the store, and next thing you know, you end up buying something. Or you walk into a store and you only went in there for 2 items, but you come out with 5. You understand, folks? All you need is for people to look. Okay? Just look. Because if they're not looking, how are they going to buy? Right? If they're not looking, how are they going to buy? So all you need is for them to look. And when they look, and if they see something that makes sense to them, they will buy. They will sell themselves. It's as simple as that. Okay? So brag away about ONPASSIVE. Brag away about ONPASSIVE because ONPASSIVE is for everyone, everywhere.
Thank you so much for the answer, for your clarification. We appreciate you. We appreciate you taking your time, your busy time, coming to attend this, our amazing Dream Team webinar. Thank you. I'm going to pass it over to Queen Kanla.
Yes, thank you, Queen Dr. Benny. I want to say thank you, our brother, Michael Williams. It's always an honor for us to spend a day or a Sunday with you. Thank you for all the questions. There is never a Sunday or a time you sit with us and we don't learn something new. Personally, I always do. So thank you. I think we have come to the end of our questions. And but before I pass it over to Mama Debbie, if she has anything to add, and then we will be able to do our Q&A, so we can give our brother Michael a break to get a drink of water or something while we do the update. And I can see Dr. Derek is in the house. You're heartily welcome, Dr. Derek. All right, over to you, Mama Debbie.
Queen Kanla, just go ahead and continue. You're doing the right thing. Yes, please, let's just give our brother a break while you and Dr. Derek and the rest of the team work on updates, please. Thank you.
Okay.
Back to you.
Awesome.
Yeah. Folks, don't panic. Your question will be answered as you heard the moderators. Our brother just going to have a quick drink where we just do a quick update and open it for our general Q&A. Everybody will have their mic. Thank you, Brother Michael. I'm enjoying it. Over to you, Queen Kanda.
Thank you, Dr. Patience. Okay, it is time for our update. My name is Kanla Nge. My mother calls me Rahel. I am part of the updates team, and our mentor leader for this section, Dr. Derek, is in the house. Over to you, Dr. Derek.
Peace, blessings, enough, holy, plenty, a lot of love to all our kings and queens in the house. Awesome. Thank you all very much. I was definitely listening while I am traveling. I reached one destination and we will be moving on to another very soon. However, thank you very much, Queen Julie Pierre, for that awesome mindset. Awesome mindset. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate it, because the mindset is even more important than getting money. Yes, I did say that. Mindset is more important, because if you don't have the right mindset, as Julie Pierce said, Queen Julie Pierce said earlier, if you don't have the proper mindset, then listen, if you get $1 million, you're going to squander it. That's the bottom line. Because 90% of persons that win lotto, they really squander it. Because if you have 3 million US dollars, or 300, I should say, actually, 314 US dollars, million US dollars, and within 2 months to 2 years, you would have nothing to show, then something is wrong. Something is wrong. So you will need the proper mindset. Thank you very much, Queen Julie Pierre. Really appreciate it. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And of course, King Michael Williams here. Thank you very much for that awesome presentation. You see, the problem is we don't know that we have to sell. Every person on the planet that want to make money have to sell. And watch this now. I don't like selling. You have to sell, because you're either going to sell a product or you're going to sell yourself. Yes, I said that. I said that on online. I guess we are online. But yes, you're either going to sell a product or products, or you're going to sell yourself. That's it. Because when you draft up that nice resume and put all those, some of them even fabricated things on your resume, what you think you're trying to do? You're trying to sell yourself and make yourself appealing to that boss that's going to hire you. Or you sell a product. You either open a Walmart, or you go mix some lemonade and stand up outside. You and your daughter stand up outside and sell some lemonade. But you're going to sell, your girl guy cookie, brownie cookie. You're going to sell. That's it. That's the base. That is the base of business in the society that we live. That's a base. If you have your own business, whatever it is, whether lawn care, this care, that care, hairdressing, fingernails, facial, foot shal, hand shal, whatever shal you want to be engaged in, you're going to have to sell. And so King Michael Williams here is really telling us the grassroots. You have to sell. So let us understand that in order to make money, you have to sell. All right? But I prefer sell a product than sell myself. In any way you want to take that, yes, I prefer sell a product. But anyway, back to you, Queen Kanda, because put up those, because I don't have the PowerPoint. I'll send it to you.
Absolutely. I love the analogy of putting up yourself, selling yourself through the resume, because most often it doesn't come across as selling yourself, but that is exactly what our resume does every time we go out there seeking for a job. So thank you for making it so simple and practical. All right, I am going to share my screen right now so we can get right into the updates for today. All right, can you see my screen?
No.
Not yet.
Okay, let me stop sharing. Let me upload from here.
Sister Kanda, we cannot hear anything you're saying.
All right, can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, now let's just bear with me while I reduce.
Wonderful.
So everything can fit in here.
Sister Carla is traveling, so he doesn't have two devices. So
yes, I'm also traveling, so bear with me.
No mercy.
All right, can you read the entire screen right now?
Yes, we are seeing the entire screen.
All right. So welcome today. This is our updates for today, Sunday, May 19th. It's not a lot, but it is truly update that we all are excited and we've been waiting. And it's been an exciting week for us. So, all right, I will begin with the first slide. Mr. Ash, and this was on April, I think it's supposed to be May, not April. Or is that correct, Dr. Derek?
Yes, my apologies. 15 May.
Yes, it's 15th of May 2024. It's a great day in America again. And I hope you are having a great day. We are going to talk about three things. One, ONPASSIVE is here to stay and will thrive, ensure, and improve you. No matter how good you think, it is much better and you will be thrilled.
Wonderful. If you hate humanity, you will not like what we are doing. Bottom line. Because listen, ONPASSIVE is here to stay, as Queen Kanla is here. So if you don't, because what ONPASSIVE is about is to help humanity. So if you're not really into helping humanity, you're not going to like what we are doing. We crushed many records in September. Now, you that might not understand what that even means, because when ONPASSIVE launched OConnect in September 2023, that was a record already crushed by leaps and bounds. Because if you can remember, when I speak over and over and over again about Zoom, which was one of the biggest web conferencing platform that we have even now today, apart from OConnect.
Right.
When Zoom launched in 2013, they launched with 15, a maximum of 15. When we launched OConnect in September 2023, we launched with a maximum of 10,000. No other web conferencing platform has ever done that before. So right away, we are in the Guinness Book of World Record with just that one scenario that I am posing. And we scared everyone. Even the processing companies froze our money, as we know. I told you we would win.
Yes.
And I told you we were down to 3 steps, only 3 steps left. Letters, documents, changing advocates, etc., etc.
Absolutely right. And then it happened this week. As of the 14th of May 2024, we have no additional step left. All obstacles regarding funds have all been resolved. Any day, including, so from the 15th, any day, we will receive funds and we will move forward with the payments and the withdrawals. All of this is happening right now. And at most, our CEO is saying that it will sit in the bank, our respective banks. Give it a few days for it to get the processing time it's required to go through.
Okay, just a little clarity there. It's not our banks that it will be sitting in. You see, when payments, when we get back the money, because you remember, the money is with the payment processor. Because how it's supposed to happen, or how it happened, is that when we pay the money, right, even though it was through ONPASSIVE portal, when we pay the money, it goes to the payment processor system and into the payment processor bank account, so to speak. And so that money now was supposed to be forwarded to ONPASSIVE bank account so that we can now get our commissions paid to us in our wallet, and then from our wallet to our bank account. So what Ash is really saying here is that the payment processor that is holding on with little money,
yes,
they are going to have to now send that money to ONPASSIVE, which ONPASSIVE is going to collect that money, and that money would have to sit for at least a couple of days in ONPASSIVE bank before it can be disbursed to ratify the different commissions that we should be paying out. So that is where it is going to sit, not in your bank, but over in ONPASSIVE bank. All right, just to make that clarity. All right, thank you very much. Number 2, additionally, we have made incredible progress with payment processors. Testing is on the way, and we will end up with several, not 1, not 2, because we saw that these processors fail us when we try to tell them that it is a big volume and we can deal with it. No, well, we know they can't deal with it. To handle the volume, to handle ONPASSIVE volume, we have to have several processors at the same time. Why? Because every country, not you, just, and I said this over and over again, just like a lot of persons know the payment processor of Cash App. Cash App is a payment processor, and Cash App has been around since 2013, and they are only in 2 countries.
Right.
Only 2 countries. Only 2 countries. Not even Canada. Right. They are in US, USA, and in UK. Only 2 countries. And so therefore, it is a difficult, you see, we're not understanding that it's not difficult process to have a payment processor to handle over 200 countries. We are not understanding that. Okay, so to handle ONPASSIVE volume right out of the gate, it's going to take several processors. And that's what we're working on right now. And we will add one and eventually several others, and eventually we will own it, which means we're going to own our own payment processor.
Absolutely. And number 3, the quality of OConnect is amazing. I mean, we all are a testament to it, including today. Yes, absolutely. An updated version of the mobile app is about to be released. Yay! And in addition, O-Verify is almost done. And that is going to lead to introducing more products. I mean, our CEO, Mr. Ash, he wants to tell us more. He is excited. He's bubbling to tell us more. But he cannot right now. And so for rightful reasons. But he's going to have the absolute best of what he is going to tell us, and he will choose the right time to tell us. And so we have, I mean, what we have is yet to come, the best of it. And so thank you, Mr. Ash, for all you do. We appreciate it, for lifting us and lifting humanity. Over to you, Dr. Derek, if you have the last word. But if not, then buckle up.
Buckle up.
And this is how we do it. And why do we do it?
Because
we are ONPASSIVE.
Yay! And that, my friend, is the update for last week in ONPASSIVE. Thank you very much.
Over to you, our moderator, Sister Debbie.
Wow. I was just clapping my hands after listening to both of you. That was, yes, that's what we need, not me clapping my hands virtually. Whoa. Those 3 steps from our updates, we don't need anything beyond that. Thank you, Dr. Derek. Thank you, Sister Kanla. And I know our brother has just finished having his drink. We appreciate everything. So I know that there are a lot of people who have been itching to raise questions with Brother Michael. Now that you've heard everything and the current updates, it's the time for me to pass this over to the next group, which is to handle the questions and discussions with Brother Michael. And I'll pass that to Dr. Benny and the team. Thank you once more for everyone who's already spoken. And Sister P, it's so good seeing you today. After
Thank
such a
you.
long time, it's good seeing all the faces and all our favorites, especially our guest of honor today. Thank you.
Thank you, Queen Debbie. I see as the time is going, your video got settled. We thank our sister Julie for the mindset. Thank you, Brother Michael, for that engagement with our team. Thank you, the team leaders, for the insightful questions. Before we start the open Q&A section, I would like to close this section so we can separate the recording, so we don't want it to be too long. I just want to thank everybody, please. This is the time I'm going to open the mic for your question and discussion. And before we do that, I want to thank our YouTube viewers, that the ones that are going to view in the future. Thank you for stopping by, and always remember to join us on O Connect at 12:45 Eastern Daylight Time on the Gym Team on Sunday. And don't forget to join the sister platform. And without wasting time, I'm going to close this section and open in this.